Virgo, stop right here, because what I'm about to say is not normal, not random, and not meant for everyone. Something is shifting around your name today, November 14th, and the energy is so loud it's almost impossible to ignore. You were not supposed to hear this message, yet somehow you landed exactly where the universe needed you. Your destiny is shaking, your timeline is bending, and 5 powerful good news events are already moving in your direction as I speak. But here's the part nobody tells you. Your breakthrough is being blocked by one single thing, and that message shows up later in this video. If you miss it, you miss everything. And listen carefully. Your miracle window isn't open forever. It shuts in the next 24 hours. Virgo, comment, "I'm ready for the shift," so this blessing locks onto your name. Virgo, now listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal is not common knowledge. November 14th carries an energy spike that doesn't happen every month. This date doesn't just pass by, it pulls certain people into alignment, and Virgo, you're one of them. Right now, your spirit is being drawn toward a new frequency. You may feel it already, the sudden heaviness, the sudden clarity, the sudden realization that something big is shifting, but you can't explain it yet. That's not anxiety. That's not imagination. That is the awakening signal. This is the moment when your old timeline begins to collapse. Everything that has been draining you, delaying you, or distracting you is losing its power. The contracts tied to old versions of you are dissolving. The energies that kept you stuck are cracking, and the universe is finally making space for what belongs to you. But here's what makes November 14th different. This energy doesn't activate for everyone. Only certain signs feel the pull, only certain spirits get the call, and only the ones who stay until the final message actually unlock the 5 good news events that are already orbiting around their destiny. Virgo, this is not a coincidence. This is not just another day. This is the shift your intuition has been whispering about for weeks. Maybe you've been feeling strangely restless. Maybe you've been thinking about people you haven't thought of in months. Maybe opportunities started appearing and disappearing faster than usual. Or maybe you felt like you were standing on the edge of something, but you didn't know what. This is that something. This is the awakening signal. It shows up when you're about to outgrow the version of yourself that the world got used to. It shows up when your destiny refuses to wait any longer. It shows up when your purpose is ready to step out of hiding. And Virgo, you're in that moment right now. November 14th marks a reset, a vibrational correction. Whatever has been out of alignment in your life begins to fall into place. Whatever was stuck begins to move. Whoever walked away is suddenly thinking about returning, and whatever you thought was over is quietly preparing for a comeback. You'll notice small things first. A sudden burst of motivation, a random conversation that feels meaningful, a sign, a number, a thought that hits harder than usual. These aren't random moments, they are signals. Signals that you're stepping into a timeline where your spirit finally matches your destiny. But here's something important. The awakening signal doesn't just turn on, it tests you before it activates. This is why you might feel tired, emotional, overwhelmed, or strangely quiet lately. The universe is clearing the frequency so you can receive what's yours. Your old habits won't survive this shift. Your old fears won't survive this shift. And your old circle may not survive it either. This is where the old timeline collapses. And Virgo, you can already feel the cracks forming, but you're not losing anything. You're shedding, you're stepping into a cleaner path, you're aligning with a version of yourself that's more powerful, more intuitive, more confident, and more unstoppable than ever before. And the universe wants to confirm something. Your energy is being upgraded. because your blessings need a stronger version of you. You cannot receive big without becoming big, and you, Virgo, are becoming big. Now listen carefully, because this part matters. At exactly the moment you heard this message, the awakening signal began pulling your energy into place. Your spirit is aligning with opportunities that were once out of reach. The timing is adjusting. The right people are waking up. The path ahead is clearing. But now we reach the critical moment. You're about to hear something later in this video that will finalize the activation. If you missed that message, the signal weakens. If you hear it, the shift locks in. And that brings us to the moment you've been waiting for. But here's the twist. The awakening signal won't fully activate unless you hear the second message coming up. That's the key. That's the unlock. That's the part they don't want you to know. So stay with me. And before we move forward, Virgo, if you already feel the pull, if you feel that something inside you just woke up, type "I claim this" in the comments so this energy seals onto your name, Virgo. Now we step into the first good news, and I want you to breathe for a moment, because what I'm about to tell you is something your spirit has been waiting to hear for months. A block that has stopped you all year is cracking open right now. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. As you're listening, you've been carrying an invisible weight, dealing with delays that didn't make sense, running into walls that shouldn't have been there. And at times, you questioned whether the universe was working against you. But the truth is different. The block wasn't punishment. It was preparation. You were being positioned, protected, redirected, and refined. But now, that block is losing its grip. The freeze is melting, the doors that stayed shut are trembling, and the path that looked impossible is about to open like it was never closed. Virgo, you are entering a breakthrough surge, a moment where energy that was stuck suddenly detonates and moves with force. This is not slow progress. This is not maybe someday. This is an energy detonation, a burst of movement that flips your destiny faster than you expect. You will notice it in small shifts. First, random motivation, clearer thoughts, sudden inspiration, people responding faster, opportunities showing up out of nowhere. Why? Because your miracle clock has started ticking again. The universe hit resume on something that was paused for too long. And here's the part you need to understand. You were not blocked because you were incapable. You were blocked because the timing wasn't aligned with your highest victory. This is what I call a divine override, when the universe steps in and forces a reset so your story unfolds with more power, more clarity, more protection, and more meaning. And now, that override is complete. This is your destiny flip moment. The second your energy shifts into alignment, everything connected to that alignment begins to move in your direction. You might receive a yes you didn't expect. You might get a message that changes everything. You might get an offer, an idea, a chance that lifts you out of the situation that's been draining you. And some of you will feel something physical, a release, a lightness, a deep breath you haven't felt in months. That's because the blockage wasn't just external, it was internal too. You were holding on to fear, doubt, exhaustion, and old patterns that didn't belong in your next chapter. But Virgo, that old version of you is collapsing behind you right now. And the new version, the stronger, clearer, bolder, upgraded version, is stepping forward. Something that was frozen finally begins to move. Something that felt impossible begins to make sense. Something that felt heavy becomes lighter. The energy around your name is shifting in real time. You're about to see movement you didn't even know was possible. A delay that made no sense. It breaks. A connection that felt blocked. It opens a chance that vanished. It returns. A dream that went quiet. It wakes up. The block wasn't there to stop you. It was there to align you. You were being positioned for something specific, something bigger, something cleaner, something more powerful than where you were trying to go before. And now you are ready. But Virgo, listen very closely. We are approaching the exact moment in this video where the first good news becomes fully active. The shift is happening. You can feel it. Your energy knows it. Your intuition has been screaming it. And that brings us to the point where everything gets interesting. But here's the twist. The real breakthrough comes from the person you least expect, not the one you've been focusing on, not the one you're predicting, not the one you assume will play a role. Someone unexpected is about to step forward, speak up, offer something, or open a door that changes your path. This is why the block had to break exactly now, because the moment this person re-enters or appears, the timing finally fits. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to push it. You don't have to force anything. The energy is already moving. And now I want you to seal this moment. Virgo, if this message feels like it was meant for you, comment, break the block, so this shift anchors itself to your name, Virgo. Now, we enter the part of your destiny shift that most people never see coming. You're stepping into a zone where the universe pulls strings behind the scenes, aligns events in silence, and sends signs that feel almost supernatural. This is where your second good news begins. Something, or someone, is about to return. A message, a call, an opportunity that you once counted out, is waking back up. It's rising from the ashes, pulling itself out of the shadows and circling back into your life with new intention. You may have thought it was gone. You may have accepted that it wasn't meant for you. But the universe isn't done with this chapter. There is unfinished business wrapped around your name. This return is not random. It's part of a reversal point, a moment where your energy shifts so sharply that the universe has no choice but to respond. It's the moment when the old no becomes a yes, when the old break becomes a new bridge, when the old silence turns into clarity. This isn't something small. This is something that once mattered to you deeply and still holds space in your future. Some of you will hear from someone you haven't spoken to in a long time. Some of you will see an opportunity resurface that once slipped away. Some of you will get a message that changes how you view everything. This is the shadow reveal, where secrets, hidden intentions, and unseen forces start showing themselves. The universe is bringing light to something that was kept in the dark, and Virgo, you're ready for it now. But that's just the second good news. The third is even bigger. Your third good news is simple but powerful. Something you thought was impossible becomes the easiest yes of your life. You've been wrestling with doubt. You've questioned your timing. You've wondered if you were too late, too early, or not aligned. But what's coming next doesn't require struggle. It doesn't require chasing. It doesn't require proving yourself. It simply falls into place. This is what I call a collision shift, when your desire collides with divine timing and suddenly the universe says, now. It doesn't matter how hard it was before. It doesn't matter how long you waited. The moment this shift hits, the resistance disappears. A door opens with zero effort. A yes comes with no hesitation. An opportunity presents itself without you even asking. This is alignment at its highest level, what I call a cosmic snap, when everything that was out of order suddenly clicks together in one clean moment. And Virgo, that moment is approaching fast. Your energy is no longer scattered. Your spirit is no longer drained. Your intention is no longer blurred. You're stepping into a hidden alignment, the kind that moves silently but hits loudly. This alignment was never lost. It was simply waiting for your spirit to reach the right frequency. And now that you're here, everything connected to this frequency is racing toward you. You'll feel it before it happens. A sudden emotional shift, a burst of confidence, a strange sense of certainty, a knowing that doesn't come from logic. It comes from truth. And then the return happens. But Virgo, you need to hear this part with full attention. We're approaching the most important moment in this phase, the secret behind why this return is happening now. Are you ready? But here's the twist. The return isn't from the past, it's from the future you. Read that again. This isn't a recycled chapter. This isn't a repeat cycle. This isn't a going back. This is your future self pulling something forward because you're finally ready for it. The old version of you couldn't handle it. The wounded version of you couldn't sustain it. The doubtful version of you couldn't recognize its value, but the upgraded you, the aligned you, the awakened you, you're ready, and the universe knows it. This return is not a backward step. It's a forward correction, a future blessing finding you early. And Virgo, you need to signal that you're open to receive it. Right now, comment "I received the return" so this portal of alignment opens fully around your name, because when we enter the next phase, the fourth good news begins. And that one, it changes everything. Virgo, now we step into the fourth good news, the part of your destiny shift that has been forming in silence, away from your eyes, hidden behind events you didn't understand, protected from energies that weren't meant to touch it. This is the realm of silent miracles, the gifts that grow in the dark, the blessings that you don't see coming, the answers that form quietly, without noise, without announcement, without warning. For months, and for some of you, for years, something has been building behind the scenes. You thought life was stagnant. You thought nothing was happening. You thought the universe went quiet on you. But Virgo, the universe wasn't ignoring you. It was preparing something bigger than what you were asking for. There is a blessing with your name on it that has been moving towards you slowly, secretly, and steadily. Not loud, not obvious, not dramatic. A stealth blessing. The kind that enters your life like a whisper, but changes everything like a storm. You didn't see it because you weren't supposed to. Hidden blessings stay hidden until the soul is steady enough to receive them. And your soul, after everything you've survived, is finally stable enough to hold what's coming. You are stepping into an unseen upgrade, something that shifts your vibration, strengthens your path, upgrades your environment, and elevates how life responds to you. Some of you will feel this blessing as a person, someone entering or re-entering your life with honesty, intention, or support you didn't expect. Some will feel it as a breakthrough, a situation that was once hopeless, suddenly flipping in your favor. Some will feel it as a realization, a mental or emotional breakthrough that frees you from something heavy you were carrying for too long. And some will feel it as opportunity, a door you didn't knock on opening by itself, a chance arriving without effort, an invitation appearing when you weren't looking. Virgo, the blessing is real. The blessing is close. The blessing is already forming in the background of your life. Right now, the universe is aligning conversations you haven't heard yet. It's aligning people you haven't met yet. It's aligning moves that haven't been revealed yet. You are standing at the edge of a moment that shifts your entire direction. This is the point where the universe whispers to your destiny, "It's time." You might feel strange emotions right now. Excitement and fear mixed together. Clarity wrapped in curiosity. Peace that shows up out of nowhere. That's the energetic signature of a silent miracle approaching. Hidden blessings don't always show up with signs. Sometimes they reveal themselves through a sudden calm, a sudden knowing, or a sudden wave of confidence that you can't explain. That's because the universe has already said yes, you're just catching up to it. And here's something most people don't know. The biggest blessings rarely come when you're strong. They come when you're tired, but still holding on. They come when you've done everything you could, and you finally release control. They come when you've emptied out, so something new can fill you. That's why your blessing stayed hidden. It needed you to reach the exact version of yourself that stands here today. You're not who you were 6 months ago. You're not who you were a year ago. You've upgraded mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and energetically, even when you didn't realize it. That's why the timing aligns now. And Virgo, we're getting close to the most important line of this entire phase. Pay attention. This hidden blessing will not announce itself. It will appear quietly, gently, and perfectly. Not when you're searching for it, but when life distracts you just enough to let it slip through naturally. That's the beauty of divine timing. It doesn't need your effort, your anxiety, or your planning. It only needs your openness. And here comes the moment you've been waiting for. But here's the twist. The blessing shows up when you expect nothing and need everything. Read that again. It arrives when you stop looking. It appears when you release the outcome. It enters when your heart softens just enough to receive instead of resist. This blessing knows exactly when to show up. It knows when you're ready. It knows when your energy stabilizes. It knows when your future requires a shift. And Virgo, you have reached that moment. The universe is not late. It's precise. And if you're feeling goosebumps, pressure in your chest, a sudden intensity, or a strange calm, that is your confirmation. Your hidden blessing is moving. Your silent miracle is unfolding. Your unseen upgrade is activating. Now seal this energy, anchor it, claim it. Right now, type "Show me the hidden blessing" in the comments so this shift attaches to your name and opens the portal fully. Because the next phase, the fifth good news, is where your destiny shift confirms you. Listen closely, because what I'm about to say isn't just a message, it's a confirmation. Your destiny isn't floating somewhere in the future. It's not waiting on someone else's approval. It's not locked behind the pain you walked through. Your destiny is aligning right now, in real time. And the fifth good news marks the moment where everything inside you finally matches everything that's been written for you. This is the phase where your purpose stops whispering and starts speaking boldly. You're going to feel the shift before you see it. You're going to sense that something in your life suddenly clicks into place, like all the scattered pieces rearrange themselves into a clear path. Your heart will recognize it before your mind understands it. The fifth good news is simple. Your purpose aligns, your financial path opens, your spiritual contract activates. Not next year, not someday, but now. You're stepping into what I call the timeline rewrite, the point where your old story loses its power. Every delay, every blockage, every setback that tried to convince you that you weren't ready is collapsing. You're stepping into a destiny ignition, the spark that wakes up the version of you that was always meant to lead, grow, rise, and win. For months it felt like you were walking with no sign, no proof, no confirmation. You questioned your direction. You questioned your strength. You questioned whether what you felt in your heart was real or just wishful thinking. But here's the truth. Nothing was wasted. Everything you felt was a preview. Everything you survived was preparation. Everything you lost was clearing the space for exactly what's coming. This shift is deeper than luck, deeper than timing, deeper than manifestation. This is soul contract activation. The moment your higher purpose taps you on the shoulder and says, "It's your turn." You've been pulled, stretched, tested, and refined because your next chapter needs the strongest version of you, and that version is emerging now. You might notice your inner energy flipping. Doubt loosens. Fear fades. Clarity rises. Doors that used to stay closed begin to open without effort. People who overlooked you start paying attention. Situations that felt heavy suddenly feel lighter. This is your destiny confirming you, not the other way around. It's like stepping into a breakthrough storm, the kind where everything feels sudden, bright, fast, and undeniable. The kind where the universe doesn't just send signs, it sends results. The kind where the right people, opportunities, messages, resources, and alignments start moving toward you without delay. You won't have to chase anything that is yours. It will show up with your name already on it. Your life is entering a phase where the impossible becomes normal. You'll catch yourself saying things like, "I knew this was coming," or "This feels different," or "Everything is moving at once." That's the destiny shift. That's the fifth good news confirming you, not begging you, not asking you, confirming you. But I need you to hear this part clearly. Retention twist number 5. But here's the twist. This shift only happens for those who complete the final message. That means your activation isn't halfway through this journey. It's not in the middle. It's not in the beginning. The shift locks in when you stay until the end, because the final message contains the exact frequency that seals your breakthrough. This is not entertainment. This is alignment, and alignment requires completion. If you leave now, the shift pauses. If you stay, the shift finalizes. Your soul already knows you're supposed to remain. Your intuition is telling you that something important is coming. Your spirit is nudging you to keep listening, because the final wave is where your life flips from waiting mode to receiving mode. You're closer than you think. You're stronger than you realize, and you're more chosen than you've ever understood. Before we move into the final phase, mark your energy so it can be recognized. Virgo, comment "Shift me now" so the blessing marks your name. Say it with intention. Say it with authority. Say it like you're ready for everything that belongs to you to finally arrive. If you made it this far, listen closely, because people don't reach this point by accident. If you're still here, you are not random. You didn't stumble into this message. You were pulled, you were guided, you were summoned by something bigger than you, something that has been trying to reach you for months. The destiny shift has chosen you. This is the moment where everything you heard in the last phases begins to activate. Not next week, not someday now. The energy is moving, the alignment is forming, and the shift is locking into place around your name. For the next 24 hours, I want you to stay awake to the signs, because your breakthrough will not whisper. It will tap you on the shoulder. Watch for 3 signs. 1. A repeated number, a code that keeps showing up. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 7, 7, 7, 1, 2, 1, 2, or any sequence that feels aimed at you. This is confirmation that the shift is in motion. 2. A sudden message, a call, a text, a notification, an unexpected communication. This is destiny reaching in from the outside. 3. A strange moment of clarity, a thought, a realization, a sudden knowing. This is your intuition aligning with your new timeline. When you see any of these, not all 3, just 1, your 5 good news are active. The shift has already begun. Your life has already turned. Your path is no longer what it was yesterday. But to lock this in, to seal it, to make the energy tighten around your name, you need to engage with it fully. Every time you comment, this energy gets stronger. Every time you speak it, the alignment sharpens. Every time you declare it, the shift accelerates. So do this with intention. Drop "I accept my destiny" 10 times to lock this in. Not once, not twice, 10 times. Each time you type it, the frequency rises. Each time you repeat it, your path gets clearer. The more you comment, the faster the shift hits. This is the final moment. This is the sealing of everything that was promised. This is the part where destiny stops waiting for you and starts moving toward you. Your destiny isn't waiting. It's arriving.